Hey, so I'm quickly going to share with you something that I do in my math class. First of all, I have my math class set up into two stations, a direct station and then a station that is in the back on the computers. And my station in the back on the computers is not necessarily silent when they're on the computers, and I'll explain a little bit about how it works. So this is what my students do in the back. They have this tab that has everybody's name on the left side and then the standards up here at the top. And what students can do is they can find their name and figure out how much of each standard they've mastered. So for example, if I'm Traviel, I can see that 8E1, I have 61%, 67, 67. And they can go around and see for all the standards that they've been assessed on so far this year, how much of the standard they've mastered. So students then go from there. They decide what standard they need to work on. Some students will choose a standard like 67% to work on because they want to start with something that they feel pretty confident in. They just need to fix a couple of things. And some students want to start with the lower standards and sort of relearn the whole standard. And what students do then is after they fill out this form each day that says what their name is, what standard they're working on, and why they chose to choose that standard for the day. So if I'm Asianette and I decide that I want to work on 8EE1, I would click on this other link that I have for students, which has all of the standards listed at the bottom and then different activities for them to do within it. So a lot of students try, so there's videos and games and other activities. A lot of students try with the games because they don't want to watch a video. So if I'm a student and I click on a game, what I experienced a lot when kids first started was they would click on a game, and my students have IXL accounts, so they have unlimited access, but IXL only lasts about 15 minutes if you don't have an account. So what I would have students do is they would log in, some of them would try these problems, and they'd realize, I don't know how to do this. And immediately they'd raise their hand and be like, hey, I don't know how to do this. And so at the beginning, I needed to direct them towards, okay, I don't know how to do negative exponents, so maybe I should watch this video about how to do negative exponents to review this skill. So it took a while to teach students, okay, if I don't know what to do, what's the next step that I do? And then I've also had to teach students that if I click on one and I already know how to do it, and I'm doing great, that I don't need to waste my time on it, that I can go on to this next one and figure out what part of the standard that I really don't understand. Because there's no sense in practicing things that we're already really great at. A lot of students like to do that, so it's a hard skill to teach them to not want to do the game where they feel really successful and they're getting yes, correct medals all the time. So what students do is they work on one standard or the standard that they choose to work on. They usually take about a week and a half working on the same standard. And then if they want to improve their grade, they have two options. And so students can create a video lesson. I have iPads in my class where students take the iPad and make a video, basically like a Khan Academy video that you find online, except for they design the problems and they teach the lesson to you. So I have them make 3 different problems, easy, medium, hard, and then they have to explain the lesson to another student. And that's one way that they can improve their grade. I then get the videos, watch them, and grade them and adjust their grade based on the video. They can also take a quiz, which is a lot of the times old benchmark MLQ questions that are pretty rigorous. And so I'll take all the questions from that standard and put them on a quiz, print them out, and give it to the kid to take. The students know that they only get to take the quiz one time per week. So if they try to take a quiz too early and they take the quiz and it lowers their grade, then I'm going to lower their grade in this conferencing block tab. So they only want to take the quiz when they have mastered or done most, if not all, of the different objectives on the page. And then once students take a quiz and take a video, and if they do great on both of them, then they can move up to 100%. If they need to remake their video, sometimes they have to do that. But if their video is a 90% or higher, then the video then becomes one of these new videos. So for example, on this standard 8EE3 and 4, there's a video that one of the students made. It's now one of these videos that students can work on. So if they're adding and subtracting in scientific notation forget how to do it, they can click on this video and watch a student teach it, which is pretty cool that what they make then can go into teaching other students. So the idea of this is just that students are directing their own learning, deciding what they need to work on based on what they see, and kind of teaching students those soft skills of how to use their time appropriately, what things to work on first, what's a waste of time, what's a good use of time. And I don't have students necessarily work independently because during this time, I don't answer any questions. So I often have students raise their hand asking them, hey guys, what standard are you working on today? If a student raises their hand and says, I'm working on 8EE2, I ask other students in the class to also raise their hand if they're working on that same standard to get an idea, oh, maybe that's a student that you want to sit by today because they're working on the same thing that you are. I also ask students, raise your hand if you've mastered that standard. So there'll be a couple of students, anyone with 90% or higher will raise their hand. And then the students can see, okay, those are the people who are experts at it, and those are people that I can ask for questions before I go and ask the teacher. So let's say I don't know how to play the game. I didn't understand the video. Sorry about my tongue. I didn't understand the video, and now I can ask a student for help. It's been really great. Students have been directing their own learning, and they seem to really like it because they get to choose, and it takes the pressure off of you of trying to differentiate for students, and it puts more of the ownership on them. That's it.